for as a preparation for the whole production. Basically, you can have almost a year for working on this project. It will be a very important piece of your work. It's kind of the launch of your career. So I think my guest and the professor should get the schedule for today. Basically, the plan for today and also the menu, right, for the dishes, which is the great presentation you will see today. So let's start from the first one.
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm ELMA. I'm majoring in visual effects and minor in concept art for games. And today I'm going to present my concept development for my senior project, my visual effects short films, the Sinnerman. So first, let me talk about the plot. A snake from Medusa's head tried to stop her from sacrificing the guinea pig to the devil, to stop her to gain a greater evil power. It sounds like a really dark story, right? But it's actually a horror comedy, because there are going to be some lovely moments in the short film. So let me talk about the main focus and features of the film. It's going to be a combination of CGI and live action. And the main focus of the film is the snakes on Medusa's head. And the most challenging and interesting part, I think, is putting the CGI character, which is a snake, and putting it with the real guinea pig together. So, well, actually they're not supposed to be together, right? The snake's gonna eat the guinea pig, but I put them together, they're gonna have some lovely moment in the film. So that's also one of the most interesting features of the film. So let me introduce my character one by one. First, Medusa. That's the 2D character sheet of Medusa. Once I have the 3D model of the snakes, I'm going to update the 3D version of it. So, in the middle, and you can see that that's the attitude pose of Medusa. She's holding the guinea pig here, and the snake which close to the guinea pig is actually the one who's going to save the guinea pig. I also did some makeup tests. I put the fishnet on my face and then put the eyeshadow on it so I can pretend to have the texture of the snakes, the skins of the snakes. And the card palette actually referencing these snakes, the haunted fiber. The haunted fiber is actually really huge in real life, and it's actually as thick as the guinea pig, so it's like this size. So that's why there's only 6 haunted fiber on Medusa's head, because usually for all the other movies, Medusa has so many tiny, small, thin snakes on her head, but this one is different. And also the number 6 is also related to the devil, that's why. But how am I going to stick all this CGI haunted fiber on Medusa's head? Here's the example. It's either camera checking or object checking, because I did something like this before. I also put the CG model on my head before, and I can put the checker on my head so it can stick it really well. So I'm confident that I can stick with the CGI model with my head really, really tight. And then let me introduce the evil haunted fiber. As you can see, it has a really sharp horn there. And when I was developing the character, there's going to 6 haunted fiber on Medusa's head. But which one? How can you define which one is the good one, which one is the bad one? So I was thinking like, a good angel betrayed the god, and it becomes the fallen angel with the broken wings. So I was thinking like, this haunted fiber betrayed Medusa, so it's going to have the broken horns. And that's the character sheet of the good haunted fiber, and I edited with the Photoshop, so it has the broken horns. It's also for me to, it's a reference for me to build the 3D model of the snakes. And then, this is my guinea pig, Alpha. So Medusa gonna sacrifice it to the devil. Of course, it's so cute, it's too adorable, so the snake's gonna save her. And this is one of my CG green screen projects. Yeah, that's how I play with my guinea pig, actually. So next, after I talk about the character, I want to talk about my star frames. These are the key elements for my in my short films. So let me explain it one by one. So at first, I want to create the tension, misleading the audience that good haunted dog are gonna eat the guinea pig. But then, actually, the snakes get closer to the guinea pig. It's actually want to try to show it some love. So I was thinking how to show her some love, like kissing the guinea pig, or maybe dancing in front of the guinea pig. And that's the scene that the good haunted dog is mouth wide open. Is it gonna bite Medusa or the guinea pig? And you will know in a minute. And that's my very first star film that I drew. And that's the moment that Medusa gonna sacrifice the guinea pig to the devil. And in the middle, that's the snake's devil. And it's actually a stone statue to represent the devil. And the Medusa gonna put the guinea pig into his mouth. And I was thinking I think the film should be indoor. So I did a lot of research of the Hong Kong places, abandoned places. I was thinking maybe I can shoot it in the abandoned churches or abandoned places, but I found out a lot of the abandoned places, they all locked down by the government, so it's not open to the public. So I found a building in Hong Kong, which open to the public, which also I think is suitable for my film because I really like the arch of the window and the door, and that's actually located in Say Yin Pun, and it's the old haunted manual hospital in Hong Kong. And I really like the design of the building, and that's the different side of the building. The left one is during the daytime, and the right one is during the nighttime, and it's different angle of the building, and I really like the design, that's why I picked these places. And that's the color palette for my film. So at the top is really cool colors, because usually in horror films it's more like this kind of color, and it creates the more uncomfortable and pleasant feelings for the video. And in the middle and at the bottom, this color palette, I have this color palette is really different from the top because I'm gonna have some candles in the scene. And this next is actually close to earth tone, that's why this color palette. And these are some of the props that I'm gonna use, some of the witchcraft tubes like the knife, cloth, herbs, and candles. And actually I have the black and gray storyboard, but I'm showing this one with the yellow highlight because I want to highlight the CG element in the movies. So let me explain it a little bit. So at first, the first scene is going to be, you can see the guinea pig. And then the camera dolly out, and you can see it's actually the reflection from this snake's eye. And then you can see the good haunted fiber. The snakes get close to the guinea pig, and it creates the tension. Is it gonna eat the guinea pig, or what is it gonna do? So and then it's the lovely moment between them, like the snakes dancing in front of the guinea pig, and it's all of a sudden, Medusa comes up, grab the guinea pig, and try to sacrifice it to the devil. Of course, the snake's gonna stop her from doing that. It bites Medusa. Medusa can't shake it off, so it's cutting off the snakes, and then Medusa's dead, and then left the guinea pig with the snakes together. And as you can see, that's alternate ending, and then you will see in a minute. So without further ado, let me show you guys the animatic, so you guys will have the basic concept of how my video is gonna look like. yeah, that's my animatic, and this short film is going to be just a minute. And let me talk about the methodology. So for the character modeling, I'm going to use Maya to build the basic model, and then use Mari or ZBrush to sculpt the details of the snakes. And then I will, for the rigging, I want to use Maya or Houdini. And for the texturing, maybe Mari or Substance Painter. And then for the checking the compositing, I will use Nuke. And the production schedule is gonna be within a year. And then actually I already found 2 students from photography to help me do the shooting. It's gonna start next week. And I'm gonna start building the snakes model also from next week. And then I can do the texturing and then rigging, and at the end is the lighting and compositing. And I'm also gonna find a company to do the sound effect. So yeah, thank you.
Any comments?
Yeah.
Or any questions?
So yeah, so I've been helping you out with this, so I kind of already know what you're going for. I think, and I've said this before, I think this is a really good project. It's very, very doable. You're very much concentrating your CG where it matters, which I find a lot of student projects that end up not working. They're kind of spreading their CG too much, and like I feel like you're really focusing on what's important. Like the things that are CG, need to be CG, and nothing else is CG. Like you could have been like, oh, I'm going to do a CG guinea pig as well, and I'm looking for fur and all that stuff. But you have a guinea pig, so there's no reason to make a CG. A couple of things that I would say when you're shooting, make sure you're using an external recorder. So make sure you're shooting with 422 sampling and 10-bit if you can, because you need as much color data as you can. You're probably going to throw away most of it when you compress it, but you want to remember, we always say work high, deliver low. So make sure whatever photography student that you're getting, they're using a external recorder and they're recording into either DPIX or 10-bit TIFFs or something like that. So make sure that's, because shooting is one of those things that it's really, really hard to do reshoots. You want to make sure you get everything. Do every single shot at least 5 times. At least 5 times. Don't just do it once and be like, okay, I got it, because something will go wrong. So shoot way more than you think you need. That's the biggest. That's a big thing. Shooting is always a pain. The other thing is, when are you just going to start shooting? Next week. Okay. For the actual shooting, since you're probably going to be replacing the entire back of your head, I would suggest to go get to a costume shop or a beauty supply shop and get like a bald cap. So put a bald cap on and then just put the tracking markers on that. Because if you're trying to track the back of your head and you just have your hair, that's not much for the tracker. It's just, especially because you're going to be in a pseudo dark place, that's going to be really hard for the tracker to pick up, because it's just going to be like this big black mass back there. So like you put the tracking markers on your face, make one for the back of your head. So go get a bald cap or a piece of nylon or something, speckle it, put the tracking markers on it, just as much, you can even speckle it like red, green, and blue if you want, like just like speckled paint. Just you want to put as much information on that for the camera tracker to pick up as you can. So like get a sponge and, right, it doesn't have to be pretty, and you're probably gonna look ridiculous when you're filming this, but just remember in the back of your head, you're gonna replace all that with CG. So it's gonna look silly. Like, even like professional actors, when they get on green screens and where they're doing the eye mocap, it takes them a while to get used to, looking like an idiot. Like you just get used to it after a while. And that's another reason why I say do as many takes as you can, because the first couple you're going to be nervous and you're going to be very stiff, and then as you kind of settle into it, your performance will become more natural. Like, we're not expecting you to be like a professional actress or anything like that, but you'll settle into being in front of the camera, having this thing on your head, being in this kind of weird place, and like doing this thing that's kind of crazy. So shoot more than you actually need. What else?
But that like communication coach can help.
Yes. Do you remember how to make light probes with the silver balls?
Yeah.
Come up and get one of those, because that's going to be really, really important. It's not going to be the end all and be all of your lighting, but will very much inform where it'll give you a good base. And then if you need more lights, then you can put in more. In CD, you can put in like kicker lights and things like that. But the light probe will allow you to get a really good start for your lighting. It's like a good base level for your lighting. And that's the other thing, that's going to take time. So every time you change your camera angle, do another light probe. So you're going to be generating a lot of files. That brings me to my next point. You have to be extremely, extremely organized when you're doing this. Because you're going to be making, even with just 6 snakes, you're going to be making a ton of information. Not only in the principal photography, in the post-production, in building the snakes, like all the final caches for the snakes, all the texture maps for the snakes, and then all your render layers, your nuke files. If you're not organized from the get-go, you're going to get lost in the weeds very, very quickly. So remember what I always say, don't save over stuff. Save copies on external hard drives, use version numbers, all this stuff that you've been actually really good with, keep that going, keep up those good habits. Because that's the other part that like students start to kind of crumble on. It's like, oh my God, which one of these is the final one? Like, so make sure you know. So document all that. So, but I'm really super excited. I really want to see this happen. I think it's a really good idea.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Remember, 8 minutes for this.